marvelous action figures. I'm Paul and it's a Mythic Legions. It's my first Mythic Legions review on this channel. Not the first time Mythic Legions have appeared, but my first Mythic Legions review. And I'm super excited because look at this gorgeous beauty here. This is Boreus. And Boreas is from the land of Mythos, where the battle for good and evil takes place, where these awesome Four Horseman figures take shape. And I'm so excited to talk about this. I've been after a horse for so long to go with so many different figures. More on that a lot later on in the video. But I really want to talk about Boreas today. For a bit of background for you, Boreas is from the All-Stars 5 range, and he's part of Zylona's flock, and he is a steed, and he's a mythical steed, and he races to the rescue. He's the greatest of the wild horses, the blue roan stallion known as Boreas, and he appears only to the noblest warriors and in their time of dire need. He possesses the chaotic power of a winter storm, and it's a winter storm contained inside the body of an animal. Can you tell I'm reading this? And he races forward like the chilling northern winds, cutting through any foes who dare threaten under his protection. It's sensational. The box is great. This diorama behind it here, this scenery, I'll just zoom out a little bit. There you go. So that's inside the box itself. So the box art is perfect as a backdrop for this little review today, so it's really super ideal for me. And in terms of the detail on him, let's have a look now. Let's start taking some of it. The paint application is excellent. Really impressed with the detail on it. The accessories you get are all here, with the exception of the running mane. So there you get an action mane. There isn't an action face, so there isn't any second head with it, but that's fine. I'm not really sort of looking for that for it, but you've got the action running mane, so you can really do detail. In terms of the actual look and feel, so you've got fixed saddle with the stirrups, got saddle pack on the back, same on the other side, lots of detail, really great paint application, lots of thought and planning has gone into it. Let's get a bit better light on the front round there. So there you go, so you can see this insignia and the markings on him here. The detail on the face, the paint applications is brilliant. It looks really clean and crisp. And then obviously you've got the stirrups here, and then you've got articulated tail, which comes all the way up and round, and that is actually perfect. If I want to lean him back, then I can actually, if I get the feet right later, which I do, you can get him up. There you go, you can get him, oh, got a catch. You can get him up in perfect stallion mode, racing mode. So he looks excellent. Big, beautiful, chunky figure. Got a full range of articulation on the legs, and then you've got the knees bend there, and then you've got the hooves articulation. I think it's the first time I've ever done a video where I'm talking about hooves articulation. So there we go, hoof articulation on the back there. Same for each of the legs as well, and then front legs, so you've got range up to here, and then you've got swing back to there, so you can get some really good motion going in. So it's going to be great for detail, really super for that. In terms of the mane, so the mane just pops off, so you've got these marks, you've got these little pins inside the mane which are part of the fabric, which is great, they won't snap off. And then you've got these pins on the back here, so in terms of getting the running mane onto him, you can just sit that back in there, and it's quite easy to do. And there is the running mane. The joints are really stiff, which is great. They didn't need any warming up, although I did give them a little warm up anyway, so they didn't really need any other work done to it, but it just moved beautifully. It just looks sensational. I'm really pleased with this. This is obviously 1/6 scale figure. Mythic Legions are slightly a little bit bigger than that, but they do work perfectly with 6 inch 1/12 figures. So I'm so excited about this horse. I'm getting all my words jumbled up today, and we're in the middle of a heat wave here in the UK, so I am baking hot under the lights while I'm recording this. So that's my excuse for anything I've just got wrong. So stay with me, people. So this will work perfectly with a number of figures, and I've been really keen to get this in with a whole different range of figures. But let's start off. I'm going to obviously put them on with some Mythic Legions, so let's start with that first. Okay, so as you can see, I've had to pull the camera out a little bit here to get this all in shot. So here's the deluxe army skeleton, deluxe army builder skeleton, and he looks excellent on it. It's such a smooth, comfortable slot, even though he hasn't obviously got the biggest, chunkiest thighs because he's bones. He sits beautifully in the saddle there. The feet rest perfectly in the stirrups here. Good grip on the reins, and he just sits majestically on that horse. Really pleased with that as he charges into battle. So it just works so well. I'm going to put a slightly bigger figure on now, so I'm going to get the barbarian figure. So I'm going to put that on there and see how he looks. Okay, now this is a super sized dude. He is big and chunky. First things first, his boots are ginormous, so you can't really fit them into the stirrup. They will sit in there, but they won't lodge right in there, but sort of works there. His shoes, he's got some sort of plastic, the front of his tunic there. Just had to push that out of the way of the saddle to get that on there, but he does sit on there. He does look, I mean, it works. You can get them on there. He's just a little bit too big for it, but I mean, actually he does work on there. Why would a barbarian go on the horse? He'd be too busy on the ground stabbing everyone up and brutalizing everyone, so he's not going to need the horse. But it does give you an idea of the sort of versatility and the scale of this figure. So the horse Boreas works, I think, works reasonably well with the barbarian, but he's a slightly oversized Mythic Legion, but I still think that works, and I still think that looks really cool. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have a little montage of some other types of figures that will fit this horse perfectly. Let me know what you think. Drop them down in the comments, and if you are liking and subscribing already, thank you so much. I massively appreciate it. And if you're not liking and subscribing, but you would like to like and subscribe, hit the bell, give the thumbs up a little knock, and that would be super appreciated by me. Thank you very much indeed. So I'll leave you now with this glorious figure of Boreas. See you next time on Marvelous Action Figures.